All right, today we're going to be unboxing the Sig Sauer P226 Legion. This is the standard version, the one without the Sig Sauer optic. And it does come in your standard plastic Sig Sauer case. The case is also foam lined both on the top as well as on the bottom. So in the box you're going to get 3 Sig branded magazines. On the other side, there are going to be round indicators. All 3 are going to have black followers and stamped steel black base plates. There's going to be a few pieces of literature. First one's going to be a warning card, a few Sig Sauer advertisements. So the first one discussing their partnership with USCCA. For some reason, there's 2 of these in here, but 2 advertisements talking about Sig Sauer ammunition, and 1 discussing Spec 1 lubricants and cleaners, and that's basically Sig's own cleaning solution company. Next up is going to be an NRA card, as well as the newly included, I wouldn't really call this a manual, this is basically all the legal warnings that Sig has to put inside the box, and on the front side of this is going to be a QR code that you scan to look at the manual of the gun itself. And lastly is a Sig Legion membership card. Inside of here, you're going to get 3 stickers. So your standard Sig Sauer logo sticker, a gray Legion sticker, and a white Legion sticker. So back to the membership card. So when you first get pretty much any Legion line of firearm from Sig, you're going to be given this card, and it's going to come with a few extras when it comes to the Legion membership. So with the 226, you're going to get a 511 tactical pistol case, as well as a matching coin to the firearm, and then a few other things. You're going to get access to an exclusive customer service line, as well as some Legion branded products and some coupon codes, a few other things, but very nice to differentiate this line of pistols, you know, associated with a higher price tag. And you also get some extras in the box too. And then in the bottom side, it is going to be a black cable lock. All right, let's get everything out of the way, and we'll start going over the features of the P226 Legion. All right, got everything out of the way. As always, we will start with some close-up shots of the firearm. So I'm hoping this color is showing up good on the video here, but the color that typically will come on all of their Legion branded handguns is going to be this kind of dark gray, green / brown. It's a very nice gray. It's very similar to the color mask gray, if you've ever seen that. All right, so first things first, we'll discuss the barrel. The barrel here is going to be a 4.4-inch barrel. It's constructed of carbon steel and features a nitride finish, so very slick finish. That's both inside and the outside. And it also features a slight crowning on the end of the muzzle there. It's also going to come with a solid steel guide rod and braided recoil spring. Sig doesn't say what the twist rate is, but most of your 9mm handguns are 1 in 10. I'm going to assume that's no different here, but if you know, just drop a comment down below and let everybody else know. It's going to come with Sig's standard X-Ray 3 iron sights, both in the front as well as in the rear. So both are going to be dovetailed into the slide. So that means they're adjustable both left and right. The rear iron sight is going to feature serrations to cut down on glare, and then it's going to have black circles circling those tritium vials, and then in the front it's going to have a green circle circling that tritium vial in the front. Next we'll go over the slide. So the slide is constructed of carbon steel, features Sig's proprietary Cerakote. This is called Sig Legion Gray, or the Cerakote color number is E185. The slide is going to feature the Legion logo and chevron laser etched on the top, and on the left side of the handgun is going to be the Sig Sauer and P226 logo roll stamped into the side. And it's also going to feature slide serrations both in the rear as well as in the front, only on the bottom side on the front. And on the top of the slide, it is going to be cut to accept optics. So Sig calls this their Pro footprint. So this is going to be cut to accept the Leupold Delta Point Pro, Romeo 3, Romeo 2, Romeo 1 Pro, as well as the Romeo X Pro. And that cover plate is just black in color. Moving on to the frame. So the frame is going to be also finished in that Sig Legion gray color. It's going to be constructed of an aluminum alloy. So up front is going to be Sig's proprietary Sig rail. You're going to have 3 sections of that. This is slightly dimensionally different from your standard 1913 or Picatinny rail, but a lot of manufacturers include in the box the ability to attach lights to the Sig rail using just your standard lights. You don't have to buy specific lights. That's only in some cases. So this frame, they state, is slightly cut differently for the undercut. It is featuring what Sig calls their X5 undercut. So that's just going to allow you to get a little bit of a higher grip on the frame itself. And then it's also going to feature slightly deeper checkering on the front side. And then you're also going to have checkering on the bottom side of the trigger guard as well as in the front of the trigger guard. So those bottom ones are very nice for your support hand to kind of have something to leverage against. Very nice idea there. You are going to get a Legion specific set of grip panels. So like I've said in my 226 videos in the past, their grip panels are basically split down the middle. You can see that there. And they come in 2 sections. So they're attached via those 2 flathead screws. The grip panels here are going to be constructed of G10, and they feature a very nice checkering on the side, back, as well as the other side. And then moving up here, I've always thought that this looks strange until I was able to actually hold one in my hand. So you can see this little square here as well as the little square on that side. So what I've found very useful when holding on to this with my firing hand, the knuckle of my thumb rests right where that is. You can see that having that little bit of texturing there gives you a slightly better grip on the handgun itself. Also in those G10 grips is going to be the Legion Chevron medallion. That's on both sides. And it's very nicely ergonomically shaped. So you can see some slight curving here, some bumps. And what's nice about this little hump in the rear here is that when you're going to actuate the slide stop or slide release, you kind of rest your thumb right on that hump and bring your thumb down as the slide comes forward. It's quite thoughtful to put that little hump there. And moving on to the controls. So the 226, normally there is a single action only version, but this one is the standard version, single and double action. So your double action trigger pull is going to be 8 pounds, 9 ounces, and the single action is going to be 2 pounds, 12 ounces. And I've seen this marketed as in a couple different ways. On the box of this one, it said that it had the SRT trigger, and on the Sig website, it says that they're coming with the PSAIT trigger or P series adjustable trigger. This one, as far as I can tell, is the SRT trigger, but there just seems to be some conflicting information. So if anyone knows any specifics when it comes to what trigger the Legion 226 is coming with now, just drop a comment as well. The trigger that's on this, the reset, is extremely short. So just go ahead and show you that everything's empty. So here's the double action trigger pull. Every bit of 8 pounds there. And here is the reset. Right there. And you're right back on it. You can pull that trigger again. It's an extremely short reset. And I'll bring in my Mark 25 for comparison. So you can see that this is empty. Here's the double action trigger pull. And here's the reset. Quite a bit farther forward, as you can see there. So there's the reset. You got a little bit more travel. Let's bring in the Legion. Here's that reset right there, and hardly any travel to get right back on it. Quite a difference with the SRT trigger. So other controls, You are going to have slightly modified decocking lever as well as slide stop. Those are going to be checkered, and the slide stop is slightly more recessed and slightly smaller, as well as the decocking lever. It is also slightly smaller. I'll show you those here. I don't really view that as a downside, as the checkering does allow you to grip it a little bit better, and the smaller slide stop prevents inadvertently holding that down while firing the pistol and, you know, getting to your last round. And up front is going to be your takedown lever. So takedown procedure is pretty easy. Lock the slide to the rear, pull your lever down, and pull the slide right off. And there is your braided recoil spring and solid steel guide rod. But in reverse order, gonna line up those rails, pull the slide to the rear, lock it to the rear, and push your takedown lever back up, and you are good to go. And over here is going to be your magazine release button that is swappable over to the other side. And lastly, we'll go over dimensions and weight. So the weight here unloaded with no magazine is going to be 33 ounces. Overall width is going to be 1.5 inches. Overall height from top to bottom is going to be 5.5 inches, and overall length from end of the muzzle to the back is going to be 8 inches. All right, so if you guys have any questions on the P226 Legion, drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to get back with you. Thank y'all for watching.